top of the Rhodes Pre-Piano that got a few scuffs on it after Bill did a nice job painting it. Bill Rhodes painted it up nice, and been sitting around with things falling around and stuff for years. Oh yeah, it's got a tube diagram in there. That's cool. There's the location of tubes diagram. 6V6, 6X5. 7F7 preamp. Anyways, yeah, nice wood work there. Pretty amazing. This thing is still holding together with that kind of build, huh? Thin wood laminated around. And yeah, I gotta dust this thing off. It's been a long time, but this is its day. I'm gonna finally remount this thing. I shielded the preamp there into the preamp tube, and yeah, I'll mount that on the standoff. Stick up here and one there and one over there. You go through those grommeted holes, and I'll get that all put together pretty soon. And so you got that many damped and that many undamped. Oh dear. Yeah, I mentioned I had a shield on the amp. I improved it a bit. Put a wide tape insulation instead of spot work under there. It had to be done because this can failed. It had a bad resistor in it. And it was hooked to capacitors and so on, so I had to build it all outside of the can, and that was supposed to be shielded, so I had to put shielding around, and it's still got some buzz. I may need to shield it better, or maybe I should use some high permeability material down there instead of just foil, but for now that helped a lot. It's actually turned all the way up, and it buzzes quite a bit. There's a little sometimes, and I think it might just be the shield is rubbing there. I gotta felt's not quite bad note there. I gotta tune that one. That one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is missing now because I tried to clamp it up there, and my clamp slipped and broke another tine. I'm like, ah, no, I can't get this finished. There it is, another busted tine. Thank you. Short one. Oh man, what a job. Anyway, yeah, these things are not to be treated lightly in terms of how much work is involved, for sure. Once you start getting 10 tines broken and all that, and the amp having those issues it had, it was quite a job to get this one sussed out. And I still got a weak 7F7 tube I need, and I don't have one. I have 7 everything else pretty much, but I don't have a 7F7 here, and nobody else in town does either that I can find. Ask one other guy maybe, but yeah, it's that'll give us some more gain, because that measures like 40 on my meter. It's just under good. So on both channels, it's a dual triode. And yeah, let's see. I initially looked and I went, oh gee, there's spots on the top like where those grommets surely go, and I couldn't remember where anything went, and actually it was set up wrong. I think it was like that before. Somebody else got fooled by it and put it together wrong, so it wouldn't make any noise hardly anyway. The strip has to be underneath so that it goes right under all the tine, or in between the tines and the harp. If you can see it under there. That strip of metal going all the way across is screwed down with all those screws with grommets and washers to keep it from touching the, maybe even as high as, I'm not sure on that. Schematic tells us probably some idea of what it would be. It's electrostatic, so as long as there's no nothing touching it. It just has whatever voltage is on the other side, which is unknown on this one, isn't it? 350? Yeah, about 350 I had on my notes, which was an actual measurement at a point that isn't high impedance, so it's probably 300 and some volts there at least. And so that's pretty much, I'm going to have to improve some felts or spacings there, bend the tines down, but get a couple of those notes so they don't hang, and get another tine put in, and I think this thing will be pretty much ready to go. If I can get that buzz down. Well, easy to tell if it helps, I guess. That helps. Yeah, that helps a little bit, doesn't it? That gets it almost down to where it's, probably if we had a house ground on it, it would, with some of this material, this is high-end stuff from Fagan, very, very expensive, 70 bucks a sheet or whatever. So I somewhat intelligently acted and tuned them all before I pulled the harp out again to replace the broken one that I stupidly clamped. And yeah, I think a 3-prong cord actually is just going to take it down plenty with the foil shield. It gets quiet enough, I think. Could get it quieter with the expensive material there if we need to, but anyway, yeah, today's standards, they have, you know, this one has 0.01 caps on both heaters. I probably could add resistors there to quiet it a little more on the low frequencies too. I may do that, but typical Fender design with 100 ohm resistors to ground from each heater leg always helps get rid of that. Some very old instruments, you know, there didn't used to be all the noise we have today, and I found out when I worked on a Gibbs guitar amp that has 2 6L6 tubes and an electromagnetic speaker, and it has no field dropper there for the heaters, so you wind up with a lot of noise in today's environment. So it's always one thing to check for if you have a noisy anything from old vintage gear. It sounds like if we just get a good ground on this thing, it'll quiet it right down. Well, it's getting a lot closer. Got all the tines back together, sticking out of the harp, and some clangorous things, but is that just well, that one isn't. There's another clangor up high that is the 7F7 touching the harp there. I've got to space that off somehow. That's where it wants to set with the way the legs are set in there. Brilliant, huh? Tube laying right into the harp. So maybe I can move it forward just a little bit if I loosen those screws. It does have some adjustment there. And but yeah, I think they're all can't do a very good run in my left hand. One sounds sour, doesn't it? What does the meter say though? It says C sharp dead on until the after ring turns into a G. G turns into a D sharp. Isn't it great tuning with this thing? Yeah, it picks up all the weird harmonics. So there's a G. Briefly there you'll see D sharp harmonic that's getting read by it. Yeah, it is an absolute pain to tune these things. You just have to do it by ear largely because there's too many harmonics to get it right with that. So I have to just keep going, well, that note sounds sour, and trick it up or down a little bit. And yeah, we get it there eventually. And it's all together here. And I've just got to go back in and readjust the level of the capacitor plate because it's, as you can hear, up to a reasonable amount of combined vibration. And it's get a little distortion if you hit one note really hard. So I think I got to back that off a bit, tighten it up some. I got it out as far as I could because I initially wasn't getting very good levels for some reason. Why was that? And I got to paint that key that has the odd top. We had to make a top on one of the keys. It was missing. What a project. Boy, that's a lot of restoration. Don't tip it upside down, by the way, or all the keys will fall up and the little washers will fall off. Oh, shoot. Yeah, just too many things. These are kind of cold. But anyway. Some distortion with all the notes too. I don't know why we're getting that hum and that. I still got troubleshooting to do. This project never ends. Never quite satisfied. Well, anyway, there's a brand new tube. I thought it might be the preamp tube. Why not try that since it measured weak, right? But that's generally the sound of the pre-piano. It's got one sound and one volume control, and that is it. So somebody's going to thoroughly enjoy this relic, I'm sure, though. There's so few of them left anymore, and it is the Rhodes piano after all. Circuit boards. Paul shows up finally, and he's got the Rhodes Pre-Piano dialed in here for a little bit of demo action.
It's beautiful. Look at it.
Long time since we did a video together, huh?
Bob, how long has it been?
I don't know.
We started on this.
Yeah. Well, that is the longest going invoice. Yeah, I got to look back and see what the date was. I think 2008 or something.
That's nice.
The damper switch hooked up. A little more paint on top, looking better.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah. Over in that corner. Yeah, beautiful thing. Yeah, very nice. Well, we're going to grab a bite to eat here, I guess. And